Good morning. It's bright and early. I wanted to get an early start on my almost finished tufted bed. So this is, I guess, part 6. And I'm doing it in parts simply because I haven't figured out how to do the whole YouTube thing. Eventually, I'll just do one longer video. So I started with my third 8-ounce jar of, and just if you haven't been with me, for the earlier ones, this is what we're using. It's called Chalky Finish Deco Art from Michael's. And it's Victorian color. And each one is 8 ounces. They're $8.99 for the purples. So in the earlier videos, I showed you how this was originally white. I taped off the tufted area from the wood. And then I've just been adding coats. So this is the second coat on the back side of the footboard. So from what I've noticed already, because I let it dry overnight, the parts that I let everything actually dry overnight just to see where I'm really at with the color. Because as you put the color on, even though we do thin coats and so on, once it dries, you actually get the colors, and you see, like here, you can see where it's a little bit lighter, right around, let's see, this one. So that area, I mean, I know I have a light behind me, but these little areas right here, they're lighter because the first coat was pretty thin. Now, on the opposite side, the footboard of the opposite side, which I put the second coat, I put it darker. I thickened the paint a lot more than the first, and it came out way dark. It came out the perfect color. So now I'm trying to get the exterior of the footboard and also the headboard to come out pretty dark. Like, I will do a third coat on that. So I'm back to this one. And see, it's still about, I don't know, I guess you guys can see, it's about maybe 2 cups of water, and I used more than half of the paint. I'm sorry, less than half of the paint. When I did the other side of this footboard, I didn't wet on my second coat, I didn't wet the fabric because I'm experimenting, because I am a newbie. So I'm experimenting to see which. The only thing I do know about the other side, it is soft. It's the darker. And I used a lot more paint. But I just wanted to see if it would work because that's the color I wanted. So right now I'm going to continue with this, finishing this off. And then I'm going to do the headboard, finish the headboard, and then wait for it to dry and see if I have to go with another coat. I definitely don't need another coat. Now, notice one thing. When I put more paint, I backtrack. I go back to where I left off. And then, in those circular motions, I keep going forward to where I actually started. And now, because this is my second coat, I'm actually trying to get in all those areas that I might have missed before. This time, I am wearing gloves because yesterday when I finished, I was a mess. I had paint everywhere on myself. Even though it comes off easy, it's not a big deal. But it's still, I had it everywhere. It was all over the floor. My floor is white. It's a white tile. It's a plain tile. So that's not a big deal to get rid of the paint. However, there was a piece of my floor, which you can see right here. Well, you can't really see it. But that piece of tile, for whatever reason, I guess we walk on it more. It's a little, I don't know, it's like, has little dents or something. And I couldn't get the paint off because it's like in the little crevices of the tile. So that's not cool at all. So I have to figure that out later on. But see, I keep going. I started up here, right? But then I started working myself back to where I left off so that I blend. Because the main thing about putting this paint on, from what I can tell, is the blending that you want to keep it blended. So you start and then you backtrack so that it's all pretty even. And I'm sorry it's dark in here. It is quite early to be doing this, but I really want to get it done today. I slept last night without a headboard and a footboard. It was very awkward. I don't know how. My pillows kept falling off. Very uncool. So I'll be back. Let me keep working and we will be back. See how it's darkening? This is just the second coat. And again, I've used a little more than a quarter, like less than half of the paint on the second coat. And then I want to leave the last paint, like the second half of the paint for the headboard, which is way bigger. And I want to make sure I get it really dark so that the thicker the paint, the less water, the deeper the color will be, the richer. And that's really what I'm going for. Maybe somebody that wants it lighter, they would use more water and less paint. Another tip is that because it's a bed, so your mattress is going to come like, I don't know, up to like here probably, I guess. Actually, no, the mattress, whatever, the box comes down here, then the mattress is about up to here. So you really, what you see of the bed is this part. So you could kind of do maybe what they call an ombre, like what you do for your hair. This is actually like dyeing your hair. For those of you who have ever dyed your hair, it's pretty much the same thing. You just want to cover the roots, cover the gray, and then whatever you don't see, you can kind of like be more frugal about it. You don't have to put that much paint if you don't have to. Or leave it for last because that's the last, that's not going to really be seen. But yeah, definitely the second coat, you see the difference. This part I haven't done opposed to this part I have done. It makes a difference. All right. I will talk to you later. And I think I might have figured out how to pause and come back. All right. See you later.